I think Gervonta Davis is probably the greatest fighter around now.
I'm a Gervonta fan. I think that guy's so unusual. Yeah. His style's so unusual and his patience.
Tank Davis is in the elite class of boxing right now. You know, he's just in the higher altitudes of the sport.
Gervonta Tank Davis is a pay-per-view superstar and one of boxing's most feared knockout artists. His explosive power, lightning-fast speed, and pinpoint accuracy make him a dangerous finisher. Tank's elite defense, agility, and adaptability allow him to dismantle any opponent. With an ironclad mindset and a ruthless killer instinct, he dominates the ring, delivering viral highlight reel knockouts. Legendary analyst Teddy Atlas hails Davis as the most complete fighter today, praising his ability to box, counterpunch, and adjust to any style. With world-class power, speed, defense, and ring IQ, Tank has every tool to take over the sport and maximize his earnings.
He reminds me of the old-time janitors, the superintendents in the big buildings, those big buildings, and they had a big brass key ring about this big with 1,000 keys on it. But every key, they knew that key was for a certain door to get into the building. When he's moving around, I'm saying he's the super with that big key ring, and he's looking for the right key to get in the door.
You're great with the analogies. I love that. I love the analogies.
And he finds the right key.
He does.
He doesn't walk into a room and like, bang, oh my God, I should open that door. And a lot of guys do. Romero walked into that room. Garcia walked into that room, He don't. And that's part of what separates him and makes him a guy that's one of the most complete fighters right now of all time.
Joe Rogan applauds Gervonta Tank Davis for his calculated patience and elite precision in the ring. He emphasizes how Davis doesn't waste energy, but waits for the perfect knockout opportunity. In the early rounds, Davis studies his opponent, throwing fewer punches than most top-tier fighters. Rogan also highlights Davis's game-changing knockout power, a pay-per-view seller that makes him a dangerous finisher.
I'm a giant Gervonta fan. I think that guy's so unusual.
Yeah.
His style's so unusual, and his patience.
Yes.
Yeah.
The Leo Santa Cruz fight was really something for me because Leo Santa Cruz is a technician. He's great, Mexican style, but he's also a technician. And that fight was very close before Tank stopped him.
Yeah.
But he has that power that can end it.
But he finds these openings and he sees them, but he doesn't go after them right away. He waits for the right time. He's so patient.
Right.
Like when you watch the early rounds of his fights, he's like at a world champions that are competing today at the highest level. He probably has the lowest punch count in the early rounds.
Yeah.
Because he just wait, but he also knows he's got that nuclear option that if he can fucking crack you, most likely he's going to take you out. He's got massive confidence in that.
But the thing is, can you rely on that? You know what I mean?
Right.
Because at the end, that Pitbull Cruz fight, it's like that was very close. Pitbull Cruz is a tough guy, Mexican, just staying in the pocket with him. You know what I mean? So it's like a Deontay Wilder thing where it's like you're just waiting on that one punch, but it's like you can't lose every round up to that either.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Right. Yeah, it's interesting, right? Like you don't know whether someone's ever going to be able to figure that out, or whether or not he's just going to keep cracking people.
Yeah.
So it's part of the fun of watching it. I've talked to a lot of real boxing purists. It's like you can't rely on that style.
Right.
He's got to be busier. When he gets to the best guys, it's not going to work out. Like, well, we'll see.
Gervonta Tank Davis is earning massive praise from Mike Tyson, who calls him probably the greatest fighter right now. Fans see striking similarities between Davis and Tyson. Both are knockout artists with explosive power, relentless aggression, and a ruthless killer instinct. Like Prime Tyson, Davis terrifies opponents, knowing his devastating punch can instantly end any fight, making him a must-watch pay-per-view star.
I think Gervonta Davis is probably the greatest fighter around now, but he's got a tough fight coming up. He's the top dog. There's no doubt about it. He showed that. But Barrios, he's a pretty good fighter. Last time I saw him fight, he was pretty durable.
Davis, a lot of people say he reminds you of them. Does he remind you of yourself?
I don't know. I don't know. Maybe just getting in trouble with the law. Other than that, no.
Roy Jones Jr. strongly believes no fighter today can take down Gervonta "Tank" Davis. He praises Davis for his elite boxing IQ, knockout power, and flawless execution inside the ring. Jones emphasizes that few athletes possess Davis's rare mix of speed, precision, and adaptability. With his devastating punch accuracy and strategic mindset, Davis remains a dominant force, capable of dismantling any opponent and delivering electrifying performances.
One of the best ones out there is what they don't know gets less respect for it, but one of the best ones out there. Now his mouth a little different, you know what I'm saying? He's the different kind of character when it comes to the mouth. Yeah. Because that's where he's from. But he's really one of the pound for pound, the best ones of the crew. And I'm gonna tell you why he's the best one of the crew, to me. He can punch, but he also can box. You understand me? Some that can box can't punch. Some that can punch can't box. He can box, he can punch, he can move laterally, he can do it left side, right side. He can do whatever he needs to do as a southpaw to get the job done. And that's saying a lot, because not many guys can do that today.
As we're gonna have some music on that bit, ain't it?
Gervonta Davis steps into the ring in elite shape, showcasing relentless dedication to training. His high work rate, explosive power, and defensive sharpness make him a nightmare for opponents. With incredible endurance, he sustains knockout power deep into fights, proving why he's a pay-per-view star and one of boxing's most feared and marketable champions.
Like day one in the camp, I start running probably like, it's different times. I might don't feel like running in the morning, I might run at night. It all depends what fit you. Like, I run in the morning, if I don't, I run at night. Train probably like 2 or 3. If I want to do something again, I train at night, or I run, and that'll be it. But when I'm in camp, I really don't go outside. Like, it's hard for me to go outside, so I just be in the gym and home. That's it. Like, I don't go nowhere.
Gervonta Davis isn't just a knockout artist. His lightning-fast speed and elite agility make him a nightmare in the ring. His explosive footwork lets him glide past opponents, while his blistering hand speed delivers devastating pinpoint combination.
Frank was on stage, he said, "I'm going to beat Tank's ass." What's your response to that?
A lot of them said that. A lot of them said that, and I want him to have that attitude because, again, I know what's under the hood with him. He's forward built tough.
Some people just go away and be...
But you specifically?
Me? First of all, I get a camp house, out here. Like day one in the camp, I start running probably like, it's different times. I might don't feel like running in the morning, I might run at night, It all depends what fit you. Like, I run in the morning, if I don't, I run at night. Train probably like 2 or 3. If I want to do something again, I train at night, or I run, and that'll be it. But when I'm in camp, I really don't go outside. Like, it's hard for me to go outside, so I just be in the gym and home.
His ability to explode at any moment makes him unpredictable, forcing opponents to constantly guess his next move.
God damn.
Oscar de la Hoya praises Canelo Alvarez's greatness, but believes Gervonta "Tank" Davis is the new king of boxing. With an undefeated record and skyrocketing popularity, Davis is becoming a pay-per-view sensation. De La Hoya predicts Tank will surpass Canelo in legacy and influence, dominating the sport and securing his place as the next global boxing superstar.
2 questions. Who's the face of boxing according to Oscar de la Hoya?
No, look, I mean, Canelo proved filling in 50,000 seats, and he proved that he's the big dog. I mean, Gervonta's right there too. He's like knocking on the door. But it's right there, Gervonta, Canelo, man. But if you take a look at Canelo's last performance, it's like Gervonta's kind of creeping up on him. So I mean, we have to speak the truth, man, and say, look, I mean, I think one more fight. I think Gervonta's maybe one more fight away from being the top dog, but it all depends on Canelo, how he looks on this next fight.
And my last question of the day. You mentioned a Gervonta Davis rematch. What would be different in the rematch? I know you said it's going to sell 4 million. I agree with you.
Yeah,
but
I mean, and with my expertise, that fight shouldn't take place within.
Gervonta Davis isn't just a knockout artist. Many believe he's a more complete boxer than Terence Crawford. His explosive combinations, dynamic angles, and relentless pressure make him a nightmare in the ring. While Crawford takes time to warm up, Davis wastes no rounds, delivering pay-per-view worthy action with surgical precision. His adaptability cements him as the most dangerous fighter in boxing today.
What I like about Tank is that Tank is a better aggressive fighter than Crawford. He has everything Crawford has. He can box a fighter coming after him, he can go after you, and he can just box you. He got all the things Crawford has. He knocks everybody out just like Crawford. Except for, I think Gervonta's chin is slightly better, and I think Gervonta is aggressive better. And it's funny, because when Terence Crawford goes out there, he's gonna beat you athletically. He's gonna be like, bam, 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 bam. But there's a certain poise that Gervonta has that I'm like, that is super special. And he has that Floyd Mayweather poise, where he can not be doing much, but he's beating you. That poise. I'm like, listen, approaching the fight, Gervonta Tank Davis approaches the fight better than everyone in the world.
That's all for today's video. Be sure to stay tuned and catch us next time for more exciting content.